Appearance on Dion's Daily Dose does not imply endorsement from or by any candidate or guest. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by Dion Bergeron or Dion's Daily Dose are his own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of any guest. Material and information presented is for general information purposes only. The Dion's Daily Dose name in all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owners, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service. If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Dion's Daily Dose. I know, right? Do you hate that name?
Nah, it's just...
Does it come off as cheesy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. But I was thinking about different names that I could come up with, and that was just...
It kind of sounds like a ripoff.
It does.
Have you mentioned?
So
I told you to mention.
I hadn't got around to it. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you do it.
Okay. Oh, we already have 2 viewers.
Oh, good. Yeah. Hey.
We just put out a show for them. Am I right?
Right. Exactly.
Who is it?
Yeah, they're on Facebook. It doesn't
Facebook.
say.
Michael.
Yeah, first.
They're every
Welcome.
time.
Yeah,
Every
almost,
time.
Yeah, almost every time.
There's always a first comment.
Uh-huh.
Every time.
Yeah.
If you scroll far enough.
Oh yeah, if you go through enough videos, you'll definitely come across a first, right?
Oh yeah. You don't even need to go through a few. You go through 1 or 2 videos. If you scroll far enough, you'll find sometimes even multiple.
Right. Well, there's some that are just, that's their entire life. They go through like
they subscribe to every channel they can, and then like first,
right?
30 seconds old, and there's already 16,000 views.
Yeah,
I've seen that. It was like half an hour old, and there were already like 16,000 views, and I was like,
damn, it is, right?
Yeah.
Caught yourself, cause yeah. So, what we're going to talk about today is Donovan's going to talk to everyone about his personal challenges.
Apparently,
growing up with ADHD and his other diagnoses, but mainly ADHD was the big one for you. Not really the Asperger's.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big thing. And when you were little, you were too young to really remember. But you had sensory integration disorder.
Yeah.
Do you remember that at all?
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's still...
I barely know what that means. So.
Yeah. Basically, if someone touched you, like, really, really lightly...
I don't like that. Still, I don't like that.
Right. Exactly. Like, very light, but blunt, like, damage, right? Yeah, so that's good. Mike says MCPD left him alone last night. And he looked around but couldn't find any of that anywhere after 10. You got to watch nowadays because YouTube's pulling down everything that.
But you can't say the pandemic.
You can say the pandemic. Okay, he couldn't find any.
You can't say that.
Yeah,
any pandemic spores.
There you go. Yeah. So so the whole thing with the sensory integration disorder thing was, you actually enjoyed large, like, blunt damage. Like, he used to take his head, right, and headbutt walls.
I still do. I have a stupid hard head. It trained my skull to deal with the damage.
Yeah.
Didn't see the CV floating through the street.
Yeah, Paul. Right. He looked, but he couldn't find it.
I spy with my little eye. Nothing.
Right.
No gremlins found after.
Right. Here's the thing. I don't know what it's supposed to do. I guess, if you feed it after midnight or 10 p.m., get water on or whatever. I don't know. It's the whole thing's just ridiculous. But so
at 10 p.m. every night, they go charge the birds.
Oh, yeah. So, okay.
They work for the bourgeoisie.
So I don't know if you've heard this, right? There's this thing going around that there are no birds, and
there haven't been.
Right.
There haven't been
for quite a while. What's the time period on this that they're saying? Like, since Reagan, right? At least.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that all the birds were replaced. okay, by mechanical.
Yes,
basic
drones.
drones.
They use the feet as the wireless charger. That's why they sit on the power lines.
Oh, okay.
Because the induction.
Uh-huh.
All right. The eyes are the cameras, obviously.
Maybe we'll talk about
Birds aren't real. Yes, Paul.
See, okay, so
They work for the bourgeoisie.
Okay, I gotta know, right? I've seen the memes. Okay, I have to know what is going on with the whole birds aren't real thing.
They're drones by the government to spy on us, and they only tweet so we won't know they replaced them. Because if they suddenly went silent, even though you saw them on the lines and all that, it'd be suspicious.
Right.
Only the enlightened ones can see the truth.
Oh, okay, all right. So they work for the
bourgeoisie.
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 The bourgeoisie.
Pull out your inner Wario. The bourgeoisie.
Okay. So, like, how did this, he says, yeah, I don't know. I've seen the memes too, the theories.
Good boy.
I don't know what, it's,
They're listening
real quick
to us.
so you can see the, board. There you go.
They're listening to us.
Yeah. So apparently, yeah. So apparently they are mechanical constructs or drones, and they have been replaced at least since Reagan, so that they can monitor us. Now, I will
That's
say
why they're
this.
in our attic.
So there's something in the attic. Dun dun dun.
That's why they're in the attic.
Yeah.
No one is supposed to know.
No one is supposed to know, he says. So
Indeed.
yeah, there we go. Okay, we can't use that because it makes it move, and then it makes, see, if you touch the screen, it does that, and then so.
You know what to do.
Yeah, don't do it.
Would
you stop it? Okay.
They have to hibernate to recharge.
Right. So here's the thing, right? Here's what I do want to say about that is the technology it exists.
Migration is wrong. It is false. They all move to Area 51, nest and charge when they're migrating.
Is that what it is?
Yes, that's in the
Is that the
Bermuda
theory?
Triangle.
Okay, well, yeah.
The Bermuda
maybe we'll
Triangle.
talk about conspiracy theories.
And the Bermuda Triangle is an underground base, and they can't risk anyone going over it and picking it up on the radar, so they shoot down anything that goes over or along the sea with it.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then they scavenge to make more drones.
Well, I have seen some actual compelling evidence that there is something to that theory, that there's some sort of underwater facility.
Why people with no equipment or gear really can sail across with a normal rowboat just fine.
Yeah.
Because they're in no danger of discovering anything. The water is unless they dive in, they're fine.
Right.
They don't have any radar, so they allow them to pass through. But, planes and ships, they have that radar, so they'll discover it. It'll pick it up.
Oh, okay. All right. You think so? Yeah? Or is this just stuff you're throwing out there? I'm just asking.
They work for the bourgeoisie.
You're all about that bourgeoisie.
They do sound valid.
Yeah.
Focus.
Yeah, we are focusing.
We can focus on whatever we want. We're focusing on like 6 things at once.
That's right. It's his special event, so
it is.
You can talk about
ADHD
really whatever.
is
ADHD
everywhere.
Yeah. The struggle is real. So EAP had something with the Raven. Yeah. So look, here's the thing: is there actually is. He loves the bourgeoisie, the bougie thing. Do it again.
Bourgeoisie. Don't worry, the birds, they're working for the bourgeoisie.
So there's actually some credible evidence to the whole underground base theory, well, underwater base, because there have been multiple unidentified sightings of things out in the water, coming up out of the water. There's videos.
There's ships and little drones, underwater drones.
Yeah. Also possible.
That's why the feathers are waterproof on the birds.
So that they can dive underwater.
That, and so if they get, if it's rainy, they don't have to call them in.
Oh,
so they can stay out during the rain and not damage any cybernetics.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Like I was going to say, I know. Well, yeah, there's difference between bougie and bourgeoisie. See,
bourgeoisie.
The bourgeoisie is something. Right. I know it. Okay, teach me.
Okay. Summon your inner Wario. You gotta kind of close off the nasal.
Like that.
Yeah,
okay.
bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie. Did I do it? All right.
Yeah.
All right. I see. I can be taught. So
Can teach an old dog new tricks.
that's right. That's right.
No matter how old.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting pretty old.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I interjected.
I know. I know.
Yeah. Getting on.
So, okay, yeah. Strauss wants to know if birds aren't real, who didn't tell China? They're still donating drones to American law enforcement.
Well, I think that they plan on using the drones, the birds, to invade China, and they will be none the wiser. when all hell breaks loose, they're going to flood that place with the birds.
Okay, all right. Speaking of birds, you should really watch the Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds.
Yeah, this dude's name.
Yeah.
Shut up. Where'd you go?
So no, leave the dog alone.
Hey, buddy.
He was finally he came. Okay.
General Pelican.
General Pelican report to the anchor room. General Pelican report to the anchor room. General Pelican.
Go.
Corporal Sparrow, you're needed on deck. Corporal Sparrow, you are needed on deck.
Me?
What? No. So, what did you? Okay. So you don't really remember the kind of back on target a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't really remember being diagnosed with that.
The exact diagnosis, like me
Right.
sitting in a room now.
Right. But what
I'll
if
have
that,
it.
like, because a big thing with that was texture, right? Certain foods he just couldn't eat. Not because of the taste, not because of the temperature, but because of the texture. It really bothered you, right? Can you name?
Still does.
Yeah, it's still not. He's a lot better at articulating why now. The big thing then was, just kind of, he refused to eat it, would yell, scream, whatever, various.
Oh, he just shortens it. It's easier to spell.
Oh, okay, yeah. Bougie rather than bourgeoisie.
Yeah. Bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie. There you go. But
Duck Hunt was a government project to look it up. It was.
Yeah?
Look it up. He said it. Look it up.
Talking
It
about
is.
the game?
Yeah,
Duck
I
Hunt?
think so. I think so.
Are you talking about the game, Duck Hunt?
Give him a minute to respond.
Yeah, I'll give him.
Can you eat a cactus? Me? Haven't tried it, but I'm sure I can.
Yeah.
I'd be glad to try it. We don't have any
This
cactus.
kid, don't really worry about this guy.
Patrick?
He's vastly entertained by joining the live stream.
Temperature was also an issue. Only when it was like molten lava in my mouth.
Well, no, actually, to you it wasn't. It was molten lava, but it was actually just slightly warm, right? But
Yeah,
to
the
him,
game. Yeah,
okay.
I knew it.
Yeah,
It was.
the game
It
Duck
was.
Hunt, right?
It was,
It was. Okay.
Look it up.
Okay.
Look it up.
Okay. Let's see what it says. Hold on, we're gonna look up Duck Hunt government project.
Yeah, look it up.
Okay. Duck Hunt government.
With it.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to share my screen. I don't know if it'll work or not because I didn't open it on the other browser. I don't see anything.
Maybe you can look at that.
Yeah, no.
You can look at. Find it. You need to find it. You're not looking
There's nothing there.
because you're on the shallow part.
Oh, I have to go to the deep web.
That's not what I'm saying, but I
Okay.
mean, I'm sure that would work better.
There's Bill. Hey, Bill. Glad you could join us.
Hey,
From
Bill.
Ireland. Yeah. And you're redhead. You should love Ireland. So that was kind of the biggest thing, and like the sharp stuff, like even just very light touch and pokey type stuff was like the end of the world, right? Oh my goodness, getting him a shot at the doctor was the end of the world. Like to him, it was the end of the world. Okay, Michael. He says he'll find it and post the link.
See,
the thing that we were doing, for you guys, he said earlier that Duck Hunt was a government project, so we tried to look it up.
It was
but I don't-
conditioning us to make us think they were organic.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Oh, did you read about this?
If you can shoot them, you can kill them.
Or you just
which makes it organic.
He said I'll find it and post the link. This is Donovan. See behind it. There you go. Donovan. He's 14. So let's talk about your ADHD.
Okay.
Right? What did the diagnosis? Yeah, squirrel. What did the diagnosis for that do for you, as far as your understanding of what it meant and what changed for you, finding out that you had ADHD? And
I mean,
it didn't really
considering I don't
anything,
remember the diagnosis really,
okay.
I can't call back on that memory per se.
Okay. But I guess just talk about the challenges of having that.
Well, for one, I can't sit still.
Mm.
I have to either be talking, moving, something.
Right.
I'm bouncing my leg as we speak.
Yeah.
So I'm very...
Yeah, try not to do it too hard because it'll bounce the camera. Yeah, like that.
Ha ha ha! My feet hold unholy power.
Okay. Oh, yeah, so Paul has the same... anything pointy, sharp, even now I don't much like. I can't watch anything getting stabbed or cut. Yeah, he has a very, but blunt, like you could take a baseball bat and thud and he's fine. He slams his headbutt. He almost knocked me out before.
He refused to headbutt me. Yeah. Refuses to. Come on, headbutt.
No, we're not doing a headbutt. You're not headbutting me.
My skull's only grown harder.
I still have a couple of dents from where you got me. Good. That doesn't bother him, right? The hard thud, not an issue. Not an issue. But
rock.
Yeah. But pointy, sharp, stuff, no, negative.
Wait,
especially getting shots.
Too. Hear me out.
Okay.
If I'm basically completely immune to blunt.
Yeah.
But I can't handle sharp.
Mm-hmm.
It should about equal out if I tape a thumbtack to my forehead.
What like go towards you or away?
Yeah.
Both? One each way? Towards you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you mean like to headbutt something and then do? Yeah. Yeah.
That wouldn't get fun.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, Paul says till last year it took me 2 hours to get blood test stabbing done each month. We have to set aside like most of the day. He's gotten much better, but when he was young, like we knew we were going to be there for a while because we'd have to get him calmed down and they'd have to bring nurses in and try to distract him and try to do all kinds of stuff. It was, oh my goodness, it was horrible. But
Illuminati.
So, yeah, okay.
Paper clips are made by the
Oh, so here we go. Okay, so now the paper we got fake birds.
That part's true.
Is it?
This I'm just spitballing.
So where's your evidence that all the birds were replaced?
See, there is none. There was, but now there isn't.
Oh, so
except in the deepest, darkest coves of what used to be the internet.
Okay, so like the deep web.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. And what evidence would that be?
I can show you.
Well, I don't have Tor installed on this, so.
Well, then I can't show you.
Oh, okay. So it says, sorry, my bad. The story was that Duck Hunt was supposed to be NRA propaganda. Not hard to believe. I mean, it was just a shooting game for the Nintendo, man. Okay.
Everything always poses innocently.
Yeah. So Paul says he was exactly the same as you with the needles. Like it was this big process, right? The fact that
yeah, what are your evidence that they're real?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know about little ones, right? But I do know that snow geese are real because
geese maybe.
Yeah. Now geese. Here's the thing, because we just had some. But real is, I mean, what's the definition of real, right? Is it genetically produced and it's using bio?
You mean organic, father? Normal birds.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the difference between
the ones that aren't drones spying on us?
Right. But which ones are drones and which ones are just normal, so-called normal birds?
Before Reagan.
Right. Why Reagan? Where was the big cutoff? Was it like why? Why Reagan? That's what I'm trying to understand. What happened with Reagan? Was it this big plot by Reagan? Or
Yes,
it was.
It was his idea because he knew that if he didn't find a way to watch us, he would stand no chance.
Okay.
And he still kind of did.
No chance of what? I don't know. I'm asking. No chance of what?
Of staying there.
Okay.
You know?
What, forever? He only had 2 terms.
Yeah.
Organic. Oh, he says, yeah, organic.
Because of the birds.
Strauss says organic drones exist. Ask the birds. Yeah. Look, I don't know. Does the technology exist? Sure. I guess it does. We could make something that looks like that and acts like that, especially nowadays with nanotechnology and everything.
And they've only been getting more modern.
Right. So when, like, let's say I was a kid, right? Your age, for example, right? That would have been in the late 80s, all right? Which was Reagan. So they just suddenly rounded up all the birds, every single one of them.
It was a process.
Well, yeah, it was a process.
Normal birds would still exist, and some still do.
Oh, okay.
But the vast majority of them are drones.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because you can't possibly
I'm willing to admit that it's possible. Anything's
You can't possibly round up every bird.
Right. So there's limited numbers of birds that the rest are all drones. Okay. All right. What else? What's your next most favorite conspiracy theory? No, there's other. Here's the thing. I want to clarify. Conspiracy theory is a term coined by the CIA, right? It was actually coined to prevent people asking questions about the JFK assassination.
So that's not a conspiracy theory.
No. Here's what I'm trying to point at. Right here, I'll show you. Hold on. Let me share the screen so we can bring it up for the proof. I'm gonna show you. Hold on. Let's make it.
Oh, he raises a good point. Oh, crows.
Yeah, what about crows?
Crows are almost entirely organic.
Oh, okay. They're awfully smart.
They are. That's what I mean.
Okay.
They are just about entirely organic.
Okay. So almost all of them, right?
I read Your Son Can't Read This, and I immediately started reading it. You never start a sentence.
Right, yeah, you can't start.
Especially with someone with ADHD. Anyway,
right,
Bill Casey.
Right here.
Bill, what about crows?
Yeah.
Let's go back to that.
Okay.
Crows, just about every crow out there is still 90% organic.
Mm-hmm.
But they have artificially modified the intelligence of them. They are far smarter than they used to be. And the crow, the caws they make are simply a recon signal that is going through the auditory wavelength. That's it. They're vastly smarter, and they put out a sort of calling signal for the other drones to come and observe a certain path. That's the deal with crows. Let's see if he's commented again.
Okay. So
no, he has not. Okay.
He said, "So I got cane lotion. It was much easier to handle. Still can't watch it though. I don't like seeing blood either. It'll drop my pressure." What about a dolphin? Like a dolphin? He asked.
What about a dolphin? I think I lost him. What about a dolphin?
Killer whales.
About? What are we talking about here? Dolphins, killer whales. What are we talking about? The drones?
He says crows are the same of the bird community. I don't know. Let me
Loads
of
of
birds in Ireland. Are they real birds or are they?
We will never know.
Yeah.
Communication. Oh, he's talking about the.
Oh, being able to communicate, right?
Mm.
Crows are the NSA of the bird community.
Yep, they are just simply the recon. They put out a caw and all that.
Yeah.
So they call the drones to come and observe.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're, that's what that is.
Maybe.
But some of the signal passes through, the auditory,
So, yeah. Now snow. Let's. You know what? I have to just because it snows. This should be rich. Okay, so
are you sharing your screen?
Yeah. It should make sure. Yep. Okay, so did the CIA invent the term conspiracy theory? One conspiracy theory claims that the CIA invented the term in 1967 to disqualify those who questioned the official version of John F. Kennedy's assassination. Now, we all know this Snopes is trash, but let's see here. Conspiracy theories have a long history, but the actual term conspiracy theory emerged much more recently. Hold on, let me make that. There you go. We'll come back to this now. I'll let you read it. Go ahead.
Where are we at?
We're right. It was only a few decades ago
Intriguing.
that the term took on the derogatory connotations it has today. Where to call someone a conspiracy theorist functions as an insult.
It does.
Can you read it? You want me to do it? So it may come as no surprise that there is even a conspiracy theory about the origins of the label. This conspiracy theory claims that the CIA invented the term in 1967 to disqualify those who questioned the official version of John F. Kennedy's assassination and doubted that his killer, Lee Harvey Oswald, had acted alone. There are even two versions of this conspiracy theory. The more extreme version claims that the CIA literally invented the term in the sense that the words conspiracy and theory had never been used before in combination. A more moderate version acknowledges that the term existed before, but claims that the CIA intentionally created its negative connotations and so turned the label into a tool of political propaganda. The more moderate version has been particularly popular in recent years for two reasons. Firstly, it is very easy to disprove the more extreme claim that the CIA actually invented the term. As a search on Google Books quickly reveals, the term conspiracy theory emerged around 1870 and began to be more frequently used during the 1950s. Even die-hard conspiracy theorists have a hard time trying to ignore this. Second, the more moderate version received a big boost in popularity a few years ago when American political scientist Lance DeHaven Smith propagated it in a book published by a renowned university press. You want to read?
Smoking gun.
There. Although they make differing claims about the origin and development of the term, the proponents of both versions invariably point to an official CIA document called Concerning Criticism of the Warren Report as their smoking gun. It was released in 1976 after the New York Times requested it under the Freedom of Information Act. The document expresses concern about the considerable number of people who doubted the official investigation into Kennedy's murder, the Warren Commission, which we know was trash, which found that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, also a lie. It also aims to equip CIA contacts with arguments against those who challenge the findings in the official version of the event. For example, it emphasizes that nobody in their right mind would have chosen someone as unstable as Oswald as a pawn in a larger plot, and it points out the logical fallacies of these alternative accounts. Blah, 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 blah. So what it comes down to, right, is what? Go back up?
No.
What?
Go to the live stream thing. So,
go back here?
See if there are any comments.
All right, yeah.
See, there are comments.
Yeah, okay. So Mary says, got a lot of minor birds here by me. It's funny because they imitate the police and ambulance sounds. Those birds are awesome. They can like seriously imitate all kinds of stuff.
Those ones, the Maya birds, or however you pronounce it,
yeah,
those are meant to pick up on the sounds. They're meant to usually accompany drones if it's a high-class case,
yeah,
and then pick up on the sounds and relay it back to either a data point or directly back to the base where they were flown out. They can relay it directly back. In the rare cases, they don't have an automatic, module.
Right. So, look, I don't know where the actual term originated from. What I do know is that is kind of the
bourgeoisie.
The bourgeoisie,
They invented it.
Right.
The Illuminati.
Yeah, so is it a conspiracy theory to say the CIA is after you if they really are after you and they believe they are after you because you are simply a conspiracy theorist? I don't know, but it was a good movie. Conspiracy Theorist with Mel Gibson. So, yeah, we're not going to get in. Well, you know what? So Michael says, I need to take you out to see the FEMA coffins out in Kingsbury, then teach you about Rex 84. Do you know what Rex 84 is?
Nope.
Okay.
That's why we're gonna go see the female cop. Come on.
No, we're not going right now.
Come on.
Look, hold
Let's
on. Oh wait, hold on. Wrong browser.
Bum bum bum.
Don't wah wah wah. Let me share the screen again.
There you go.
Let's see. What is now remember I'm using Google. I don't have
You're using Google?
yeah.
You fool!
I know. I don't have DuckDuckGo on this.
Get the Tor browser.
Okay, readiness exercise 1984 was a classified scenario and drill developed by the United States federal government to detain large numbers of United States citizens deemed to be national security
AKA
threats
they found out about the birds.
in the event that the president declared a national emergency. What did the president declare recently?
Let me think. I believe it starts with an N and ends in a Y.
Right? So look.
Oh yeah, national emergency.
Yeah, look. Rex 84, FEMA's blueprint for martial law in America. So now this is a lot. This is a lot to get into. I'm not going to get into all this, especially right now. But let's go here. Let's go back because I'm just going to do the quick. I'm going to do the quick this right. So Rex 84, right? It's a plan to suspend the Constitution, declare martial law, place military commanders in charge of state and local governments, and detain large numbers of American citizens who are deemed to be national security threats.
They know about the birds.
In the event that the president declares a state of national emergency. The plan states and allows the military to direct ordered movements of civilian populations at state and regional levels to any place they need to be
Wait a
placed.
minute. I know about the birds.
Yeah, you do. So look, guys. Hey, speaking of that, did you guys see the video with Bill Clinton and Northam? Did you guys see that recent? Hold on, let me bring it up. It was Bill Clinton and Ralph Northam were talking about how they want to use contact tracing, and they basically want to establish an army, essentially, to track people.
Okay, manual birds.
Yeah. Hold on, let me bring it up. I actually it's on my Twitter. Give me just 1 second. Donovan, come talk to them. Stop rolling around on the ground.
I was not.
You were. Ow! Don't hit. Why are you hitting me?
I'm not.
What is
You're
going
making
on?
me seem like the bad guy here.
You are the bad guy.
I am not the bad
I'm not
guy.
hitting you. You're hitting me. Why are you hitting me?
I'm not
Stop
hitting you.
me.
I'm not hitting you.
You just hit me.
I am not.
You did. Hold it. Dude, stop poking me. Stop poking me. Hold on.
I'm not.
I tweeted it out. Let me find it.
Hey, look, there's you.
It is.
Scroll
yeah.
back up. Scroll back
It's
up.
mine. Here it is. Okay, hold on. I want to show them this because this is actually pretty crazy. I saw this earlier today, and I was actually going to do a video on it, but since I had him coming on,
Speaking
I'm not
of
going to
which,
spend a lot of time on this.
Boykin a witch. Are we ever gonna go?
Down in what?
Oh, ha, pal.
He was. No,
I was not.
Basically, you were rolling on the floor. You just
I
weren't
was
laughing.
not.
You were rolling on the floor.
No,
You
I
just
was
weren't
not.
Laughing. Okay, you rolled, and you were on the floor. So the literal. What happened to Mr. Literal? That's my question. Because
I'm not rolling on the floor.
About,
I am
it had
still
to be
literal.
literal.
You
Very
are
literal.
not describing it properly.
I'm not. Okay,
No.
so how should I describe it? They can't see you. So, what are you doing?
You don't understand me.
This is real. The struggle is real. He is home 24/7
Hmm.
all the time
Time.
and has infinite energy.
Yep, that's one of the things about ADHD. I don't run out of energy.
Okay, so check this out. I can't show you the video because the algorithms on YouTube, I'll get a privacy strike, but more thinking from California Governor Gavin Newsom this time with Bill Clinton about creating an army to track down people under the guise of health surveillance. It violates privacy laws, right? I cannot play the video, unfortunately, but I can drop the link, which is all I'm going to do. Oh, pause. Here's the link, and it'll start. it's mirrored, right? Here's the name of the thing. Contact tracing with the Clintons, mirrored. And they talk about actually setting it up so they can track you. Here.
I got the inbred one.
There's the link for it. I might have to go back and put it in the actual description of the YouTube video so that it'll work. But
yeah, I don't think you can click that.
Yeah, I think it just shows. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the way the videos work on
you put it up 3 times.
It's 3 different. See, it goes to my Facebook, my YouTube, and then Periscope, which is Twitter. So it does all 3. That's why you can actually select which one you want down here at the bottom.
Okay.
Teaching them how StreamYard works.
Yeah. Weren't we going to talk about ADHD and then we went to the bourgeoisie?
See what I mean? So what were your challenges? Yeah, you get it now? Oh, I get it. So what were your challenges in school with ADHD?
Everything.
Okay, like what? What did you find the hardest? Okay.
Which is what school is.
Right.
You sit for hours, you are not allowed to move, and you have to stare at a piece of paper.
Right. So let me ask you this. What do you think could be done with school in order to help those with ADHD, in order to facilitate learning?
See, thing is, about the whole school thing, if schools were to listen to this, it's kind of like that genie paradox. They find the worst ways to do it. Mm-hmm. So I need to be very particular. I'm with him on that. I'm not sure which part, the whole
He's talking about sitting there for hours.
Yeah.
There's like a 10-second delay.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, so that's a big issue. They pull a genie on you. You know, they do the worst thing they can possibly do to still, qualify for what you say.
Right.
So I need to be very particular because, if I said more active learning, they'd have you run laps while, showing an instruction video. They
right.
would.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm telling you, that's...
Oh.
Not.
No, I haven't, not yet. But I'll check it out after. Go ahead.
Okay.
What's your idea? More active learning how?
Like, provide options to where you're not just sitting there for hours.
Okay.
Listening to someone talk.
They had some schools that were allowing the kids to sit on the big yoga balls. Mm-hmm. Do you think that would help? Being able to like rock back and forth and do that? Do you think that would like go a long way?
It would.
Yeah. And
another thing is, when a kid is sitting in the seat, being quiet, but bouncing his leg, don't go off on him. You're distracting the class. Lady, no, you literally just interrupted the whole class so you could point out something no one even noticed.
Right. And nobody else
even
had an issue.
That.
Yeah, you didn't even realize you were doing it. Right.
For people who have severe ADHD, or I'll speak for myself here, I'm not sure if this applies to anybody else, but me, it's nearly impossible to just sit still.
Completely still.
And sometimes I don't even notice that, suddenly I'm, do. It's almost instinctual.
Yeah, Mike brings up a great point. Schools need to get away from the old factory-style structure. Mm-hmm. Remember that public schools were designed to produce factory workers.
Yeah.
For at
really
least up to high school. Oh, it's learn what you're told. You're not supposed to have even independent thought anymore. You're being put into the mold.
You really are.
For a factory worker. Absolutely.
It's the same thing. And if you deviate, nope, wrong.
Right.
Even if it's still right, you did it just that bit different. Points off,
Right, absolutely.
And then either they punish you with detention and all that, or they know your parents will punish you when you get home.
Yeah.
So you are forced to, sit, in the right, mold in the right way.
Yeah.
There's no deviation whatsoever, So.
Yeah, so what do you think? Okay, so more active learning, different ways to learn, allowing you to hop your leg or
if it's not bothering the rest of the class, then it shouldn't matter.
Or something like that. What else do you think could help that schools could do maybe?
I'm not really sure. It's hard to say, honestly.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, that's why I think our entire education system really needs to be re-examined. We have a setup where boys are punished for being boys.
Yep.
They expect, silence. They expect, sit there perfectly still. You can't move. You can't talk. You can't do this. You can't do that. And it goes against the nature of testosterone, especially once you start to hit puberty, there's that big activity. There's that, the huge need and desire to do stuff all the time. And it's
not just boys, girls too.
Yeah, girls too. But really, let's face it, boys are the ones that in general have more issues. That's why I find it very interesting. If you look at the stats, I'll actually pull it up. Let's see here. Let's go to here. What percentage?
You have caps.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Thank you. What percentage of ADHD?
Gay dogs have gay owners.
What? Yeah, that's actually a study that was put out. Hold on.
What things people
what
study?
Percentage of ADHD are boys versus girls? Let's see. There. Okay, so check this out. I'm going to share the screen here so you can see this. The ratios of DSM for inattentive and combined type ADHD prevalences in males versus females fell approximately between 2-to-1 and 3-to-1 and were highest in adolescence. For the predominantly hyperactive impulse subtype, IV, not impulse subtype, the male to female ratio was about 2-to-1 in children, but was lower in adolescents and adults. There are far more with ADHD boys, far more boys with it than girls. So, and it's not just a little bit. There's some studies that
about double.
That for every girl diagnosed with ADHD, up to 7 boys are diagnosed. Look at that. Hold on. About 1 in 20 children are diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, at some point during their life, right? During their school life. Interestingly, for every girl diagnosed, there are between 3 and 7 boys who receive an ADHD diagnosis. It is far, far more common in boys than girls. Yeah.
Very little physical learning, too much book. I agree. It's all textbook.
Yeah, everything's textbook. It's just,
even
learn
gym
this.
Can sometimes be textbook. Sit down, look at this in video on how to exercise.
Right. So Mike dropped a link. I'll have to. He says that's the video on why the education system is screwed up. We'll have to take a look at that. I've seen several videos. The interesting thing, again, about especially the lower education system, K through 12.
Yeah.
Is it was designed specifically by people who wanted factory workers.
Yep.
The Rockefellers actually had a lot to do with it, especially as it, came along and was widespread, and we had the same stuff being taught.
I'm hungry.
Okay, dinner will be right after we do this, so you'll be all right.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Mom's working on it right now.
Yeah.
We're starting to schedule is just so jacked up.
It's a random question. The hungry part or the other one?
No, I think he has a random question, so that's fine. Ask whatever you like. But ADHD was a big part of.
Well, what's your opinion on coronavirus?
What's my opinion on it? Am I going to vote for it? No, I'm just kidding. There's a lot, man. Here's what it comes down to for me. I'm going to tell you, the whole thing. The summary of it is, in order to make informed decisions about it, we need the proper data, right? We need hospitals to not classify deaths that are not proven as to be from that, right? We need hospitals to accurately. We need, what's the guy from? I talked about it. I talked about it last night. It's from, I want to say, Minnesota or something, that even Dr. Burks agreed that we have people that don't, there's no test that was even performed that it's okay to classify them as having been
COVID death.
yeah, a COVID death. You can say that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the issue. Is without the proper data, we can't make a good proper determination. We have governors across the nation that are trying to decide whether to open their states up. And I do want to say this. We have a lot of people, right, who are saying, no, don't do it. You're putting people at risk to open it up, blah, 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 blah. One thing that I've noticed, and it's not a 100%, but the largest percentage of those people, right, that are crying to not open up, that are crying for everyone to stay home afraid, they have income. They have, like, for example, some of the people running for office for this district, their parents are wealthy, okay? Very wealthy. And if you open up, you're going to kill people, blah, 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 blah. They don't have to worry about where they're going to get their next meal from. We have people that are losing their livelihoods. They are losing their business, their homes. There are far-reaching effects beyond just the danger, right? And for those that are like, because I say people die all the time, okay? And the numbers don't add up. Oh, I thought you were doing something else. Sorry. The numbers don't add up.
Pen's bent.
I know. You know why that happened?
Hunted pen to pen.
The force. Paul says, I have a science mind, not good with mental equations like percentages off my head, but I did great in TV class. Some people do. Some people have a mind that is very good at facts and figures or math equations, and they can just know all that stuff. Other people are really good at the particulars of language, at just picking apart anything that you might say that's not 100% on point. He's very good at that. Others have a more balanced, everybody's good at something, right? And the cookie cutter method that is employed in our public schools just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And remember too that these classes and school in general is designed, especially now with No Child Left Behind, it's much more focused on bringing up the lowest common denominator. It's I'm going to tell you, okay, so when we lived in LaPorte, right?
I did too, Paul.
Oh, yeah, I prefer and much more excel at physicality. So when we lived in LaPorte, one of the issues that I have with the public school system there is there were tons of programs that were available for those on the very low end of the learning spectrum, right? Whether it's for learning disabilities, whether it's for
they're just not that
issues. Yeah. There's nothing for the top, at least in middle school, right?
There wasn't.
K through, I'd say about 7th or 8th grade almost. K through 6 was when, he was there, not the whole period, but for a few years.
And like half of 7th, right? Because I moved here.
Yeah, we moved like halfway through 7th grade. There was nothing for the high-end learners, for the ones that pick it all up and they just sit there bored, right? So not only are you having to sit there in abject boredom in class, right? Yeah. But you're bored. You complete the work, and the work isn't a challenge. So even that is like, okay, done. And then you have to sit there and you get in trouble for doing anything other than just sitting there mindlessly. And look, I understand that and I'm gonna get some heat for this. I already know it.
Wait, what are you saying so I can moderate you and whether you should say it or not?
Never mind, I'm not gonna say
Nah, you can say it. Just tell me first.
Oh, okay. I was gonna talk about the frustration. As someone who can.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
not quite just who can, just not.
Right. So look.
Yeah.
Okay. So as someone who
He's very good at reading. I had
very
a
good at
12th grade reading level.
yeah.
I kid you not.
In third grade, I had a 12th grade reading level. In third grade, he had a 12th grade
Third
reading
grade?
level. Yeah.
What? It was that early?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
When where they kind of grade your reading level. And it was very, very frustrating to sit there and listen to someone who has trouble reading.
I can't pronounce what correctly.
Yeah, who are on the very low end of the reading spectrum. I would like to see more individuality in school settings, and I think everyone would kind of get along.
I read one
better.
time and I got so many weird looks because I was just blowing through.
Yeah.
Like
Paul says, and Paul does bring up a good point, the embarrassment of asking for more help during the middle of class.
Yeah.
That's the thing, too. I was really good at reading. I was really good at reading and language arts. So that came naturally to me. Math, especially algebra, not so much.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, not so much. I had a hard time with algebra. Regular math, no problem, cake. Algebra, though, once you start mixing letters up
when
in
you
it,
put letters where there should be numbers,
Yeah.
you have crossed the line.
Right.
You've crossed the last line.
right. So all of a sudden, it is, and people are good at different things, right? So that's really what it comes down to, is reading, comprehension, stuff like that. I was really good at math, not so much. Science, I was really good at. Literary, I didn't like Shakespeare. Like reading Shakespeare.
He seems very pretentious.
It was just like the old English and stuff like that was just
Old
really,
English
really
is
annoying.
kind of fun to read to me.
You like it?
Stuff,
You enjoy
he seems
it?
very pretentious.
Well,
Even with the old English thing,
yeah.
it's not, the word. It's just that man in general seems very.
Yeah, I can see that. There's actually a lot of well, I won't say a lot. There's some evidence that he was actually a noble that was writing under a pseudonym because he was, let's face it, he was extremely well read, extremely intelligent. But all right, so is there anything else that you wanted to touch on? If anybody has any more questions,
Yeah, go ahead and ask all your questions, and then if there's anything else we have to touch on, you know, ask any questions, whether they're bourgeoisie related or not.
Right. Let's see here. I'm gonna give you guys. I probably just should have linked the Twitter
do
thing.
realize, Father, now that you taught me how to properly say bourgeoisie, I'm not gonna stop saying it
I know.
like
You're
that.
gonna do that all the time. All right. So it looks like we're all caught up. No more questions. So
I think there's another topic that I want to talk about.
all right. What's the other topic you want to talk about?
Yes.
Okay then. All right.
Nah.
What's up?
I'm thinking here.
Okay.
It was something. I'm forgetting it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, another thing about ADHD. You forget things a lot.
Yeah. It's hard to stay on task. It's hard to stay on topic.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey.
I will say he's gotten a much, much, much better over the years. It used to be 100 times worse than it is now. Like he would be right in the middle of a thought and then bounce to something else and then get back to it by the end of the sentence. Like he would cover multiple topics with a single sentence.
I would.
And yeah, it was frustrating. So, all right. Anything else you want to drop in there or? What's up?
No, I think we'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right. Remember tomorrow, I'm going to have Joe Haney on. He is running for LaPorte County Commissioner for District 3. He's
my disease diagnosis.
fair enough.
Sorry to hear that, Paul, but
yeah, memory's a tricky thing. Some people are just like really, really good at it. Some people not.
I have a father like that.
Yeah.
I think.
Sometimes some things I remember extremely well. Some things just kind of.
Oh, remember how I hadn't played Cuphead in about a handful of months, and I remembered the patterns?
Yep. Which, speaking of, if you guys have an Xbox, I'm not sure if it's on PlayStation. I know it's on Xbox. So if you have an Xbox and you want a challenging game that has a unique art style,
Not just challenging. Don't use that. Disgraces that game, Father.
A game that is
Will
just
test your will.
soul crushingly hard.
There you go.
Yeah, it's called Cuphead, Cuphead.
It hurts to play.
And it is painful. It is incredibly painful. It will cause you to rage. I promise.
You will have an aneurysm.
Yes, Cuphead. So join us again tomorrow night, where I will have Joe Haney for, again, LaPorte County Commissioner, District 3. I'll be putting out the thing tonight, so you can set your reminder.
And we'll see you. Are you ready to leave?
Yep.
Okay, cool. We'll see you next time. And remember, don't let the bourgeoisie catch you.
God bless you, and God bless the US of A.
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers Sean Holgram and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2020. Dion's Daily Dose, all rights reserved.